Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 8 has already introduced so many new changes to the game, including different ways to continue to get better and crush your best friend in 1v1 because, let's be honest, you know you're better. Just kidding. But honestly, there is a lot of ways that players are still getting things wrong and don't even know from Fortnite in this season. So in this video, we're going to cover 27 different ways that you can enhance your gameplay, get insane clips on your friends, and even work your way up that arena hype board. Before we even get started, I want you to comment below with one tip you would give to someone else who is newer to the game, and then let's see if any of these tips in this video are the ones you wrote down. And of course, if you're new or don't even know what the heck you're doing in this game, then simply comment "I don't freaking know" in all caps, and don't worry, we'll show you some love. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, try this warm-up map. It's very simple, very basic, but it's going to get you far if you want to get started right away when you jump on for the night's play with your friends. Number 2, stop watching these tip tutorials telling you to practice aim and actually do it. 15 minutes a day can literally make a night and day difference for beginner to intermediate players. If you don't know where to get started, I've got you. I've got 2 maps for you to try out. Number 1 is Panvil Headshots. This map is amazing. I have to let you know though, when I first got started with it, I got super frustrated. You have to jump in and you're playing with other players in matchmaking. You have to hit those headshots. Not just any headshots, 200 headshots, because if you don't, once you hit the player, their health is going to reset and right away you're gonna have to try again. I love it though because after a little bit of practicing, I noticed they started to get it down a little bit more. Another map I want to give you is Raiders 1v1 Aim Trainer. I also really enjoy this map. Both of these codes are on the screen for you so you can get started. Make sure you pause the video, save it, write it down, do whatever you need to do so that you can try this out next time you're in Fortnite. Tip number 3 to get better at Fortnite is reset your wall after every shot. I know that this is pretty basic and rightfully so because not a lot of people are actually still doing this. Number 4, practice flick shots because rats are everywhere. Quote from freaking Naughty on TikTok. I love this tip, and to help you do that though, I wanted to give you a map which is Skovaaks. I love this map and I use it regularly. Tip number 5 is best editing practice map. It shows you where you should have your crosshair placement for optimal and fastest edits. I have to tell you, I've actually gone through this map quite a few times ever since finding it, and I've actually really enjoyed it. Also, another map that I found through TikTok. Thank you, TikTok. Number 6, here are all the Reboot Fan locations in Season 8. Ever since the Reboot Fans came to Fortnite, this is the season that has had the most ever on the map. Really great for in-game, and it's nice to know where they're at too. Number 7, here are all the mythic spawn locations for Season 8. I don't think people actually utilize these as much. My personal favorite is that sniper rifle by Boney. Number 8, here are all the NPC spawn locations in Season 8. Also a great location to know so that you can keep that gold up and keep using it to upgrade your weapons, as well as use it for vending machines. Number 9, change up how you do mongrel classics. Now this one sounded a little bit weird to me when I was first introduced to it, but here's what you do. Normal mongrels is when you place the ramp and the wall and then you edit through them and defeat the player on the other side. Do the same thing, but reset the wall after you place the stair edit to get the far right hand peak. It's actually really helpful. Real quick, we are a third of the way through these tips. If you have found at least one that is helpful, or that you've paused to write down a code on, or nodded, yes, this is actually cool, please like this video, and I want you to know that I sure do appreciate you being here. Okay, let's keep going on to number 10. Kill Sloane by building up really high and then use a harpoon or the Carnage and Venom if they're still in the game when you're watching this and pull her up into the air. She'll take fall damage and die right away. One quick tip with the harpoon as well is it can reach about 34 meters. So if you want to mark where she's at from above, you can actually see if you're close enough to hit her or not. Tip number 11, there's a rusty old looking Lamborghini that you can actually throw wheels on and it will run much faster than a normal Lambo. I actually enjoy this. I found this from @Frosty7188. Number 12, break fall damage with garbage bins, tires, and bushes. This one again, super well known, except for the fact that some of us actually thought that the bushes were going to be glitched out or fixed over time, but they're not. Bushes, my friend, they still save our butts. Tip number 13, in solos, if you're driving a car that is getting shot at, switch seats, spam builds, and then make your opponent think you got out. Tip number 14, try using one of these skins to get better FPS in the game. This is actually something that was really popular right now, and I've tried it out myself with my Manic skin, and it actually does feel like it helps. There's a lot more smoothness in the game, and I'm enjoying it. Tip number 15 is actually using these pickaxes, like the Driver, Crowbar, Icebreaker, Harley Bat, to also help with the FPS within the game. Tip number 16, currently fires don't burn on the walls and floors of bathrooms. The bathrooms for some reason seem to be little bunkers that are a lot more fire resistant than the rest of the buildings. If your house catches on fire, find yourself a bathroom. Tip number 17, how to tell if someone is editing a cone from within their box. If you don't already know this, when you're going over the cones that are already built structures, if you see a red arrow down, that means that the player inside of it is not editing, while a lock and a script equals someone is editing. I had a little fun with this and tried a little hide and seek game with my friend, and it actually does work. Tip number 18, break into a box with this strat. Pickaxe the floor once or until it's a one hit, drop down and act like you're going in from the side of the person's box, jump up, grab the floor or the roof on top, edit through, and go crazy. I found this from Ken Beans on TikTok. All right, my friend, you are more than halfway through these 27 tips. Are you enjoying this video? If so, could you comment below and let me know which tip or map you've actually liked the most. This will actually help me to get a good idea of what's most helpful for you, so that maybe I can create more videos like this in the future. Okay, thanks. Moving on to number 19 now. If you're unable to ping a car, it means that somebody is inside of it, and it is now your responsibility to shoot the camper. Tip number 20, burst shoot at walls to bait the player inside to stop holding the wall and maybe take some minis if they've already taken some damage. This is actually super helpful in game if you can do it quick enough. Tip number 21, a duo practice map that I definitely want to recommend is shown on screen. It's great for going through the course together, learning how to tunnel. If you're split up, it also helps you practice how to get back to each other while also assisting each other and laying on pressure if you're the player that is farther away. I actually enjoyed this. It allowed my duo and I to kind of think through scenarios differently. Tip number 22, practice also with a friend. This is another great map on this mini 1v1 map to push yourself into uncomfortable and close range situations. It's a 1v1 box fighting map that I really enjoy, and it really does push your boundaries a little bit and forces you to do some fast-paced thinking and a little chess match against your opponent. Tip number 23, whenever you're trying to go into an opponent's box, one thing we like to do is build a ramp on the side and then try to pickaxe their wall. One thing I want to say though is stop landing lower down on that ramp. Land at the top of the ramp so that you're less likely to get cone and or box. Tip number 24, stop using ramps inside of a box and instead use a cone. You can take an instant shot, it throws the other player off, and it can sometimes provide quicker edits too. Tip number 25, tap click with your ARs instead of holding down. This can actually help you with your aim on players. Tip number 26, don't hold walls when someone is trying to take it. Move out or push in. And finally, tip number 27, congrats by the way for making it to the end, stop giving up on fights. If you land on a 50-50 right off spawn, or if you find yourself in a situation where the other player has the advantage right off the bat, stop giving up. You actually might have a chance and you really need to push through, not to mention the fact that if the other person gets cocky or is stressed out because there's a lot of pressure thinking that they have to win since they do have the advantage, there might be a chance for you. Push through, make it happen. I believe in you. You made it! I hope you're not only enjoyed this fast-paced video to help you learn 27 different ways that you can continue to improve at the game, or maybe even just enjoy it a little bit more, but I wanted to thank you for watching it all the way through, and I wanted to share you this playlist I put together just for you so that you can keep getting better at the game and maybe even some find new joy in it. Have an amazing freaking day! Okay, bye.